Exactly 1 week after Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh presented the $1.38 trillion 2025 national budget, the budget debate started right here at the Arthur Chung Conference Centre at Liliendaal, Georgetown. Now, the opening of Friday's debate was quite intense. It started off with Gov'T Fernandes, an opposition parliamentarian, who spoke about Budget 2025, sharing her thoughts that it was not responsive to the cost of living pressures that people are facing.
Inflation numbers are showing that the purchasing power of our dollar is significantly less than it was in 2019. And yet, this administration is not taking inflation into consideration when adjusting wages and salaries and pension.
Fernandes, in her presentation, also opined that allocations and measures in Budget 2025 do not necessarily help with poverty alleviation. Following Fernandes, however, was the minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez. Rodriguez started the debate from the government side. Now, she contested much of what Fernandes said, stating that Budget 2025 is indeed responsive to the needs of the people. According to her, many of those allocations are targeted towards poverty alleviation and empowering people.
They will come and they will talk about infrastructure. They say people can't eat roads and bridges. This is the narrow-mindedness. This is the narrow-mindedness of the people who compose the opposition. We are building infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, to open opportunities for connectivity, to increase trade, for farm-to-market roads, to reduce travel time, to open new lands for housing, to build the water treatment plants. This is what people want, and this is how you use the resources to generate wealth and to build sustainable infrastructure that will last long into the future.
And during her spirited address, Rodriguez pointed out that members of the opposition were very critical of the budget and had not offered key recommendations on how things could be improved.
What I want them to tell the people of this country who are listening, which project you would like us to cut, which housing scheme we should not build. Tell us which housing area we should not build. Should we give out 500 house lots as opposed to 50,000 house lots? Tell the people, Ms. Fernandes, tell the young people whether they will get their house lot under the APNU AFC government. I assure you they will not get it, Mr. Speaker, because they had a chance and they failed miserably. And even now, you would think that they learned their lesson. Even now, they're not promising to create house lots, Mr. Speaker. They're promising a rental subsidy.
In what can be described as a departure from usual opposition criticisms of a national budget, opposition parliamentarian Gita Chandler Edmund got up and began her presentation to the 2025 budget debate, focusing on calling on her colleagues to embrace civility and supporting the positive measures in Budget 2025.
While I sit on the opposition benches, I must say this. I see no reason why this budget should be a source of division in this House once our proposals and recommendations are considered. There are measures in this budget that can and should be supported by all sides. Measures that speak to the heart of what government is about, improving the lives of our people.
Though she expressed support for positive measures in the 2025 national budget, the opposition parliamentarians had recommendations and suggestions of her own. She said if taken into account, these suggestions and recommendations could improve the budget.
The digital school can position the next generation for leadership in emerging industries. And I'm very passionate about this here because as a mother, my children stand to benefit. However, without robust infrastructure, hinterland and rural communities risk exclusion from the benefits of digital education. Transitioning to digital learning demands significant teacher training. Resistance to change could also pose a problem. Hence, I propose the following. Prioritize investment in electricity, invest in high-speed internet. The option is always Starlink, Elon Musk's internet.
Next week, subsequently, there will be the consideration of the estimates where parliamentarians will go through the budget line by line and scrutinize the allocation of funds. Reporting for the newsroom, Prashani Raghavir.